experiment was begun by a scientist who discovered, quite by accident, these signals being sent. Please understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered.
A kill list was intercepted. It says everyone in this room will be dead. You're number 2 on the list. Well, who's number 1?
An unknown, a civilian.
Look out for Charlie.
I want him down.
Alright, I don't like rushing through videos, but I have to get this video done as quickly as possible today. Over the last few days, last week or so, I've been releasing videos on Mark Taylor. I put up 2 of them. The last video was Mark Taylor 100% proof, targeted and drugged RF weapons, and I don't have time to go back and explain all this. So if you haven't seen this, go back and watch the Mark Taylor Ghosted and the Mark Taylor 100% proof. And a lot of weird things started happening when that video was released. At one point, I checked the comments at about 3 or 4 in the morning one night. 10 different accounts all asked the same question, almost the exact same wording, but a little bit different, all within about 10 minutes. It was like a memo went out. It was obvious that these comments were not real with this question, so I removed them. There were 10 of them. Very, very weird. So then I got this message from somebody. But the message basically said, "So how did you do it? LOL, what a load of garbage." This is awesome. And I'm really happy that this happened, because I'm going to show you something. When I pulled that mark out of there, you can actually look up the original interview. All I did was boost it up a little bit. It is clearly there in the original interview. It's a whisper and it says Mark. Watch the last video if you don't know what I'm talking about. Check this out. You're going to hear it right here.
Is that correct?
Right there. Mark. So all I did was boost it up. I didn't have to alter the audio. This was surface audio. Now I'm going to play a version where I just boosted it up a little bit. I haven't done anything to the audio at all.
Of a facility, is that correct?
And then I showed you in that video a cleaned up version that says Mark without the background noise, and it's very clear. When someone is sensitized to sine wave speech style pulsed waves, it doesn't take much for them to start making words out of it after hearing it and being sensitized to it for a period of time. And the longer a person listens, the fuller the voice will sound to them. So check this out. This is sine wave speech, and if you heard this for the first time, you would think that it isn't speech, it's just a noise, and that you couldn't make out what was being said. I'm going to loop it for a minute. Check it out. It only takes 3 signals to do this. 3. Now you might guess at what that is, but I'm going to play you the actual sentence.
She cut with her knife. She cut with her knife.
And I'm going to play it back. So once you get used to it, you will never be able to unhear it.
She cut with her knife. She cut with her knife.
Here's another one. Sine wave speech. Now here's the actual sentence.
They're buying some bread. They're buying some bread.
Here's another one.
She ironed her skirt. She ironed her skirt.
And the thing is, there are even more waves to this type of pulsed modulated speech that these people are hit with than sine wave speech. It is actually much more complex. In the last video, I was basically focusing on big gaps. So he would ask Mark a question, Mark would just kind of like stare off, and I would analyze those areas. I began to check out a particular area, the very beginning of the interview. And right here, if you look, Mark is looking to the left. And the way he snaps his neck, it's almost as if he heard something. It's not a normal look. It's a look like something happened. So check it out.
And I'm here today with Mark and Donna Taylor. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
And Mark, one of the things we want to talk about today was...
See that? He looks as though something made a noise or something got his attention, which would be camera left to his right.
And Mark, one of the things we want to talk about today was...
And he's looking over there. Okay, I began to analyze that audio, and there is significant evidence in just a few clips. Significant evidence that this guy wasn't just some dude that was drugged up. There was a lot more to it. So we are just going to focus on the very beginning of the interview, right up to the point where he snaps his neck and looks over. That's it. So in the beginning, his mother says hello. Check it out.
And I'm here today with Mark and Donna Taylor. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
And right after she says, hi, how are you? I went right in between and brought that audio up. Let's listen.
Hi, how are you?
And Mark, one of the things...
But this is the important part. So there's clearly a voice there in between them talking. And Mark looks a little uneasy, a little distracted, a little weird, a little drugged even. But he snaps his neck and he looks over. And there's a reason why he snaps his neck and looks over. And I'm going to show you what it is. Right when he snaps his neck, there's going to be a loud, strange noise. And then we're going to get into the audio. I'm actually going to loop it so you can see it and see exactly what's happening and exactly why he looks over there. Let's go.
And Mark, one of the things we want to talk about today was... And Mark, one of the things we want to talk about today was... And Mark, one of the things we want to talk about today was...
He snaps his neck and looks over to the sound.
And Mark, one of the things we want to talk about today was...
So I've listened to this a lot. So as he's talking, almost like a weird monotone scream, if you can understand what I mean by that, comes in. Let's check it out. Well, it sounds like it says, stop it here. But the next words are, quit talking. So I'm going to play you a couple different versions of this. So it sounds like, stop it, quit talking. I will loop that. Quit talking. This is pulse communication, and it is weaponized sound. Even the motions that this guy is making in this video are reactions to sounds in the room that he is hearing. And once somebody is sensitized to this, this is what happens. This is exactly what happens. And it's exactly something that would be said to him. And it matches exactly the rest of the stuff that was said to him in the last video. So here's a different version where I've tweaked out that monotone scream where it kind of screams out, stop it. Now here's quit talking, and it's even clearer than the last one. So it's 100% proof that when that dude snapped his neck and looked over, there was a physical voice in the room that went unnoticed by the other people that were in the room, including his mother and the interviewer. You know, when this system attempts to scream and you pick it up, like this type of stuff, when I've done audio for other people, the screams are almost like a loud whisper rather than an actual scream. You know, it almost sounds like it says, stop it, quit talking. So let's play it one more time now that you've heard the audio broken down. Check it out.
And Mark, one of the things we want to talk about today was... And Mark, one of the things we want to talk about today was... And Mark, one of the things we want to talk about today was... And Mark, one of the things we want to talk about today was...
So this is just one more piece of evidence. Mark Taylor was not only kidnapped and drugged, but also subjected to RF weapons. because of what he was doing. And again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my last 2 videos before this. This is pretty amazing stuff, especially when you see a physical reaction out of somebody. A physical reaction and the sound is there. That's not like I'm just looking over. He literally snaps his neck like something ran across the room almost. And crazy that what is being said falls right in line with what's going on. He's doing an interview and it's telling him to quit talking. Here's a different version.
What happened to Colorado world?
Pretty crazy shit. Enough to make the dude snap his neck to the side.
And Mark, one of the things we want to talk about today, world. And Mark, one of the things we want to talk about today, world. And Mark, one of the things we want to talk about today, world.
And that's it for now. Look out for Charlie.
You got fucking tapes of what? Fuck you, prove it! I got boxes of tapes, evidence, other documents proving it! Just fucking kill me.
I am killing you.